Zerg player starting for Team MVP, 21 years old.
MVP 동래구.
Was known as DRG.
DRG up against a Terran player in game number 1 here at the Up and Downs. Starting to the top right, in blue, the CJ player.
CJ Entus Bunny.
Not a hare or a rabbit.
Yep.
His ears are hidden in this shot.
You know, it would be so amazing if he actually had one of those bunny ear thingies.
That would have been really clever. Like, he's got a special headset with that.
Yeah, I was just at Lotto World like a few weeks ago. I could have bought him one.
Yeah, that would have been great.
I didn't really know that he needs them. If I would have known that we have him here in Code A, I would probably have bought one and just handed him to him before the game. Would be like, don't you think it would be a cool idea?
You know, just bring Carrot 2 along, might as well.
Yeah, bring along a carrot. That would, of course, also be quite the trick. But, well, let's see if Bunny can surprise us and take down DRG. The Zerg player going for an early hatch, of course, going for the 15 hatch here. No surprise against the Terran opponent.
Yeah, and a little bit of a weird build coming out from Bunny. Most people would go Command Center first on this map since it's 4-player and it's a pretty big map, but he's going gasless. It's just a 1 barracks expanse, so he's going to have a very delayed Command Center. He's not going to have any Reaper scouting. And this is going to be, of course, great for DRG when he sees it.
And by the way, a quick shout out here to MLG. We have the UI that they are using for their stream, so it's a new UI that we have here today. So a quick shout out to Sundance, Adam, and all the others working at MLG.
Yeah, a lot of great production staff over there at MLG. Got the pleasure to work with them several times. And as you can see here, Overlord is denied, but he's already seen what he wants to see. He knows he's not dealing with any sort of aggressive pressure. He knows that the Command Center timing means that there's no gas either.
Exactly. And let's talk a little bit about DRG and his way into this Up and Down series. He played in Code S last season, but he did not get over the round of 32. He lost in his group. He was in one group with Yoda, Flying, and MC. And DRG only took 1 map. He lost with a 2-0 against Yoda and then was defeated by Flying in his second match. Then he dropped down right into Code A, where he played his first match against Supernova in the second round of Code A, and he lost there right away. Didn't even take a map against the Terran player. Therefore, he finds himself now in the Up and Downs. It's not really a successful run that we saw from DRG in this first season of Heart of the Swarm.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that you really have to keep in mind. This is the first time that the players have to show themselves in Heart of the Swarm, and so far, Dong Ragu not with the best record.
It's certainly so. He's really got a tough group ahead of him too. It's not the easiest Up and Down group, especially with Leenock being in here as well. DRG really desperately wants to see that 3rd Command Center, which is Bunny's choice here. When you go for a 1 barracks expand, usually you have to drop the 3rd Command Center like this before gases if you want to keep even with the Zerg who goes hatch first.
Yeah, most Terran players really playing greedy with this, trying to just get this 3rd Command Center out as fast as possible. And it's always about the scouting information for the Terran and how you set up your defense if your opponent goes for a push. There are a lot of strong timings with Banelings, Zerglings, with Roaches that a Zerg can use. We've seen Ragnarok use a style where he gets drop on lair and immediately starts dropping his opponent. And that's something that Symbol tried to do against Innovation, but the Terran player was ready and defeated him. But this is always something that you have to keep in mind. So Terrans need to be a little bit careful there. Most of them trying to get away with the 3rd Command Center.
Yeah.
Nonetheless.
And DRG did go for gas. A little bit delayed. Or not delayed, but obviously he's not going to have more gas coming out very soon since he pulled out. And looks like he's just going to take that 3rd hatchery instead. Very safe. He's scouted very carefully here, and he knows exactly what's going on. He doesn't yet know about the 3rd Command Center, but if it were going to be faster Hellions, he would have already seen the Hellions moving out with his Overlord, so he can safely assume that this is what's going on, just delayed gas here.
Yeah. For DRG, everything goes well so far. His strategy there is just to drone up as much as he can, and currently Bunny allows him to get a lot of Harvesters. There are only a few Zerglings on the map right now, and Dong Ragu, with speed already finished, can always react as soon as he sees Hellions moving out. Just build the Zerglings. Building 8 now preemptively, just to be on the safe side here in case there's something coming his way. But you can see him now taking this 3rd base, still joining up behind it, getting the extra gas, whereas Bunny is going into double engineering bay for his upgrades.
Yep, double engineering bay, and starts those upgrades immediately when the E-bays are done. So he's getting those out very, very quickly. And, you know, he's played a very risky build here, but DRG is not doing a build to punish him for it. So he's actually going to get away with those upgrades and everything else. But with DRG's third hatchery up and running as well, he should be able to catch up with those upgrades fairly soon.
This is basically the battle of greed that we are seeing. Bunny not even getting a single Widow Mine nor a Siege Tank, so any kind of early game pressure would have been really strong against him. But as we can see right now, he's heading into very fast upgrades. And Dongraku is just now getting those 2 evolution chambers of his. He has now a lot of gas though. In total we see him on 4 gas in just a few seconds when this last extractor is going to finish. And this will allow him to start his tech right away.
Yeah.
He already has the gas there. He's just lacking on the mineral department a little bit.
It looks like he'll start 1-1 before he gets the lair. Notice the target here on the larva. He wants to force those larvae to be used instantly there, and he does. And the eBays, or the evolution chamber's done there, goes the upgrades. A little bit delayed there. And we'll start his lair very soon.
Yeah, a very, very just passive early game that we see here. But now the chance for Bunny to maybe even sneak past his opponent's queens. Doesn't take it though, doesn't want to sacrifice those Hellions. They are his map presence now. They really just try to keep the creep at bay, make sure that the Zerg player cannot creep forward too much. And always, of course, good to sneak into the third base and do a little bit of damage there.
Yeah. He, you know, scanned ahead, he saw there was a wall, and he's like, I'll go to the third base instead. He's not going to be able to stick around all too much longer because his Hellions are starting to lose a lot of their hit points.
And Bunny is actually forgetting his armory here. His +1/+1 is about to be completed, and I don't think he got the armory just yet.
You're right.
So at this point, he will struggle a bit with going into double upgrades +2/+2 immediately, and this gives DRG the time to catch up on the upgrades.
Yeah, this is very critical because a Terran who gets the 3-3 a cycle before a Zerg who has 3-3 can be devastating in the mid-game when those pushes start to come across the map, especially at these spawning locations.
And when you have the medivac support, this 3-3 is just worth so much more than the Zerg players because you have the extra healing power of the medivacs. And now we have the Baneling nest just coming in. DRG really meticulous about his creep spread as well. We're not talking about a Scarlet creep spread here, but still, this is really good what he's currently doing. And now Bunny realizing his timing mistake, going for the armory after he finished +1/+1. So what he tried to do here is just start the second wave of upgrades and then realizing, whoa, wait a second, I forgot my armory. Maybe he tried to build it and hit the wrong hotkey, or he just didn't have enough resources. But as it is, he has to wait quite a while until he can start the next set.
Yeah, this is true. I mean, already the catch-up is basically complete here for DRG upgrade-wise, and he has the Spire on the way. Gets Burrow as well. That's a great upgrade. We've basically seen almost every single Zerg getting that upgrade in this matchup nowadays. It's something you can easily afford, and it's just so useful to save your drones. Burrow's willingness to harass. So many different things you can do with that. Baneling traps.
You know what I find really interesting is that we only have 4 Widow Mines so far. So currently it looks like Bunny is going for this. Oh, wait a second, hold your breath. We have a few Hellions being chased down by the Zerglings on creep, and with speed not a problem for those fast runners.
Yeah, exactly. Able to trap those instantly there. Very few losses for DRG, and Bunny now loses his map presence.
Yeah.
And DRG's map dominance is now just complete. He's basically got all the creep out there, and since he's cleaned up those Hellions, just going to be able to keep pushing it further and further, not only towards Bunny's base, but also towards his 4th base.
I love the one Viking that we have for Bunny to take down Overlords, and DRG helps him a bit by positioning all of his Overlords to the top right of his main base.
Oh! That Widow Mine got 12 kills.
Widow Mine shot going off there, while the Viking is still working at those few Overlords, and the Mutalists, they are not out there just yet.
Yeah, you know what's really interesting is, like you said, he cut the Widow Mines out so much. Now he's building them. I thought for a moment we might see Siege Tanks come out.
He already had 4 of them, but he really was very passive on the Widow Mines. And this also helps those Zerglings out going into the fight. But we don't have enough Banelings, only 1, and that's not going to be enough. But oh, taking down quite a few.
Yeah, a good Baneling hit there at the last second. But Widow Mines did trade well against his early. He's denying some mine time here in the main base.
DRG completely missed the medivac at the top of the map. He saw it coming, the Overlord saw it, but he didn't realize it on the minimap, and now he's losing his spawning pool. He doesn't build one. He needs to get another spawning pool, and there it is on the production tab, but the Marines are still doing a fair amount of damage at the 3rd base.
He's lost so much here. I mean, that was a great trade against the Zerlings to the south as well, and finally the Mutalists will clean this up. But what a great trade for Bunny here, and he's not done just yet. He's actually going to try to knock this hatchery down.
DRG is falling apart a little bit. I'm wondering what happened to his multitasking here.
Yeah.
This is a strong attack by Bunny, but it's not something that you shouldn't be used to when you're playing against good Terran players on a regular basis.
Exactly. You know, he intentionally sacrifices that medivac here just to distract against this hatchery. Kills the hatch, gets into a good position here in the middle of the map.
And DRG just doesn't have the right... He doesn't have an answer to this, as it seems like.
Yeah,
He still has a lot of minerals floating there, but the problem for him really being that the Terran player is dominating the match.
He just doesn't have, part of the problem for him is he didn't have Baneling speed just yet, so his Banelings are always slow, and that allowed Bunny a lot of time to maneuver, but he's going to lose some SCVs here.
And this is exactly the timing that DRG needed. There are no missile turrets at the third base, can do a lot of damage here, and Bunny doesn't realize what's happening. He's losing so many harvesters.
Yeah, he's losing a ton. He was so focused on his drop play that he didn't actually realize.
And now Bunny's struggling also a little bit with his multitasking, can't secure his drop while he's defending against the Mutalisks. And DRG just trying to bring the pain. Killed a lot of SCVs there, but Bunny still has 63 and is going into the triple SCV production once again.
Yeah, triple SCV production going down. DRG starting to add more and more Overseers here as he realizes that the Widow Mines are starting to become a bit of a threat for him. One thing we don't see just yet is the research for the Widow Mines. That's what that second factory is going to help out with. A lot of Widow Mines stacked up here, taking out that Queen.
DRG is taking his bases again. He really tries to get a bit of a lead in the economy. In overall supply, they are still very even, but the Terran player now adding those very important +3/+3 upgrades, and you can see how the Widow Mines are really changing the balance of the game.
They certainly are. I mean, he's didn't bring an Overseer with his army now twice in a row.
He doesn't see it. Once again, he doesn't see the drop at the top, and there's another drop headed toward his third base. Bunny is going for exactly the same attack that initiated his aggression earlier, and now he's doing a lot of damage in the main base, taking down one of the queens, killing a few drones. The drop at the third is going to be arriving in just a few seconds.
Those extractors are dead, and he's just doing a critical amount of damage here, continuing the push, but DRG does have a run-by at his third.
The run-bys are doing a lot of damage here. Bunny really struggling to wall off completely. His defense is lacking a little bit. It's like he just wants to attack himself as much as possible.
Oh, he's got a trap there. He detonates, but detonation was decent.
That was cool. 32 harvesters killed.
Yeah, it's like Bunny's whole idea here is the best offense, or the best defense is a good offense. He needs to split here. Oh.
What I like about Bunny is that he's actually adding a Thor to his composition now that he realizes that he's up against a significant amount of Mutalisks. He doesn't only rely on the Widow Mines, but thinks that with the Thor, he can zone them out a little bit better. Reminds me of the old days where we had siege tanks instead of Widow Mines.
Exactly, and he skipped a lot of turrets, and instead of just trying to add those turrets later on, he's like, nah, I'm just going to skip those and make these instead.
Really interesting and back and forth game here, with DRG still having the better bank, but he is under so much pressure and he only has 3 bases. Bunny is on 3 on his own, but still, now +3/+3 is soon about to be done, and we have also the Drilling Claws upgrade being researched here, and once those 3 upgrades are ready, DRG will be in quite a lot of trouble.
Yeah, so much trouble. He has 1 macro hatchery, but he's still struggling to produce. The Mutants coming here a little bit late, and great splits here by Bunny. Excellent. He's going to catch these before they're ready.
Yeah, and he's going to take them out. No chance for the Banelings to get ready in time. The few that do are immediately being taken out, but here are once again the Mutalisks that do so much damage to Bunny. Can the Thor change it? I think only if he has enough SCVs to repair it.
Oh, he loses his spawning pool here, and everything that spawns is going to die. He's got his production facilities camped right now.
DRG going for a bit of a base race, but the problem is that the DPS for the Terran player is just gigantic.
Oh, no,
and look at the nades!
Oh no, GG!
Bunny takes